Hey everyone, welcome back to the House of Props. I'm Buddy, and today I'm going to show you how to make these goggles, which are used by the Sandman in G.W. Mullins' book Dreamwalker, Book 1, Enter the Sandman. I have provided a link to my template so you can build these right along with me. I started by applying contact cement to the ends of part A. Used a heat gun to dry these, and then press the two ends together. Do this for both part A pieces. Next, I applied contact cement to the back of part B and the outside of part A, lined up the centers, and pressed together. Repeat with the other, part B and A. I found a bottle this AB combination would fit around and prepared part C with contact cement. Then applied part C to the outer edge of AB. This was repeated for the other side as well. To create the nose bridge with part D, I applied contact cement to the ABC piece and to the flat side of part D, dried and pressed together. The process was then repeated for the other ABC piece. Part E is attached just like part D, but on the underside of part D. Next, I took a 1/4 inch by 10 inch strip of 2mm foam and wrapped this around parts C and D. This was glued into place with CA glue. Cut off any excess. I then attached part F to the outer sides of the goggles by applying contact cement to just the tip of part F and the goggle side. Repeat this for the opposite side. Use a hole punch and cut at least 24 circles out of 2mm foam. These will be used for the detailing. I used CA glue and tweezers to attach these circles to the front of the goggles. Using an X-Acto knife, I scored each circle with a line to make it look like a screw head. I then attached a pre-made buckle to the end of one part F. And embellished with another hole punched circle. Attach parts G to the top and bottom surface of the goggles using the contact cement technique. I used CA glue to attach various 2mm foam embellishments to help build up the surface texture. These were then scored to help the pieces look like hardware. To make the wires on the surface, I used small pieces of PLA filament. I softened the PLA with a heat gun and glued into place. If you don't have PLA, you can use wire or even yarn. Once the build was finished, I sealed the entire thing using the heat gun. This also helps open up any scoring lines you may have added. Next, I coated everything in Plasti-Dip. Make sure not to overspray or you will get runs. Instead, build up light, even layers. Once the Plasti-Dip dried, I used burnt umber as my base color. Next, I took chocolate bar brown and painted the Part G patches. Using a Q-tip and black paint, I buffed areas which I thought would receive the most grime over time, like creases or heavily touched areas, then wiped off the excess with a rag. I then dry brushed khaki tan onto the goggles' edges just to age them even further. Then I applied bronze metallic to all the rivets, wires, and screws. I then attached a 3D printed Sandman logo to the side of the goggles. I painted the logo to match the other bronze embellishments. To make the lenses, I got a plastic container from the dollar store and traced the template onto the clear plastic. I then took red lens repair tape and stuck this to the lenses, making sure to avoid air bubbles underneath. I printed out images on acetate to attach to the inside of the goggles because they are described as having a computer readout which the Sandman can see while wearing. The lenses were then glued to the inside of the goggles. The last detail I added was dry brushing gold metallic paint onto spots of the goggles. This would be the residue left behind from the Sandman's fingers. So, these are the steps I used to make these Sandman goggles as described in Dreamwalker Book 1, Enter the Sandman. If you are enjoying these videos, be sure to give them a thumbs up and subscribe. And remember, if you are building any of my builds or using any of my templates, feel free and tag me at Haas of Props on Instagram and Twitter because I would really like to see your fantastic work. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.